Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So today's video, we're going to talk about the baby food shortage. Now, this shortage, guys, has been brewing for the last 3 months now. For me, it's not surprising, but I know for a lot of people it's surprising because it peaked this week, or probably rather last week it peaked. And then it started to become noticeable, and then mainstream media started talking about it, of course, late to the fucking party like they always are. So, I started noticing this probably coming back from my trip from Texas when my wife's sister was complaining about the recall that the Abbott powder company done. They recalled a lot of the baby formulas, or at least 3 different brands of baby formula. That was back, 3-4 months ago they did this. So when they did this, they took all of those off the shelves, but they didn't replace it with anything else. Now, a lot of people were dependent on those brands. I think it was Similac, Alimentin, and L-Care. So a lot of people were dependent on those 3 types of formula. With that, guys, once they took those off the shelves, there was no baby formula for people to run out and get whose babies, were used to those formulas. Now, formula, guys, and babies, sort of like, I guess, dog food. If you change a baby's formula suddenly, they can have bad reactions in the stomach. So that's why a lot of parents were flipping out or panicking. Now, 3 months later, the crisis, if you will, had gotten a lot worse. And they couldn't keep up with demands. So they said they couldn't keep up with demands. So now a lot of parents are starting to panic. Now, the recall was done in part because of, or rather not in part, it was mainly done because 4 babies were hospitalized, 2 died from a bacteria that was found in the baby formula. Now, the name of the bacteria is this right here. This bacteria is normally found, so they said, in dry food or dried goods. With that, guys, baby formula goes under an extensive testing protocols, if you will, to make sure there's no bacteria in any of the formula. So it's interesting, guys, that the baby formulas, they are tested extensively, and yet this still happened and still popped up. Whatever. I know things happen. I know that the Abbott plant in Michigan, was found to be unsanitary and didn't follow protocol, so this is probably why it happened. But again, they're always going to have an excuse for something. Now, guys, homemade formula. This is seemingly interesting, I call it, because a lot of people are trying to find out recipes for baby formula, homemade baby formula. Now, again, guys, the baby formula market doesn't want you to go out there and find any kind of natural or homemade remedies to feed your kids. Now, I know that a lot of the baby formula factories, guys, they have this delicate balance on how they make the formula and what a baby needs and what a baby doesn't need, and they get the measurements down right. One side of me will believe that bullshit. The other side of me won't believe that bullshit because, guys, that's why they came up with different types of baby formulas out there. They have sensitive formulas out there. They have regular formulas out there. They have special formulas for kids because they all can't eat the same shit. Now, the reason why they don't want people coming up with homemade formula is they said it can hurt the kid in the long run. But I think they came up with that excuse so that people don't find a way how to make homemade baby formula and then turn around and not depend on them anymore. So that company would start losing money out the ass if you came up with a homemade way to make baby formula. Now, I know that there's vitamins involved, and of course, babies need the exact kind of nutrients when they're growing. That makes sense. But I'm pretty sure there's a source out there, or there's a way to make this with the same exact ingredients that the factories use. Now, the human race has gotten this far without fucking baby formula factories. I'm talking about before that. So the human race has gotten to a point before baby formula factories. Now all of a sudden, we can't make any homemade formulas. We can't rely on anything else. It has to be them. I find that a bit strange. Now, again, guys, they want you to be reliant on the system. They want you to feel helpless. This is why they entertain this, hey, don't make your own formula. It could be dangerous. So dangerous is the excuse you're going to use but you guys had recalls, I mean, ever since I can remember, on baby formulas over the years. Now, not as frequent as one would think, but over the years, there's been enough recalls because of bacteria and things like that that ended up inside the formulas. I know a few years back, there was even glass or fiberglass or some shit like that in one of the formulas, or was thought to have fiberglass in one of the formulas. So they fucking recall all of those. All right, guys, so these are some tips, and these are tips that I looked up online. Again, you know, I'm going off the tips because I never breastfed before, so I don't know what that's like, and I am not a woman, so I have to go off of what experts are saying and leave it there. Now, a lot of the experts are saying that women should try to start lactation again, especially with the shortage going on, and lactation can be started again or jump started again with the baby suckling on the breast. That's one way. Another way that you can get lactation going is seeing a lactation specialist. A lot of them are going to help you get your breast lactating again. They're even going to tell you, in some cases, change your diet to get yourself lactating again. Now, there seems to be an argument online with whole milk. Some experts will say a baby can drink whole milk for a short duration, and other experts will say don't. So again, guys, I know that whole milk can definitely be hard on a baby's stomach, but if the baby's older than a year, they could probably handle whole milk. But if you have a newborn, I definitely wouldn't put that baby on whole milk or goat milk or anything like that. Though, goat milk is how a lot of, I guess, African babies, or a lot of babies in, rural nations were raised. They were raised on goat milk. So again, guys, breast milk and goat milk, And there were a couple other things they did as well back then. With that, guys, you have to keep in mind where the information is coming, and you have to stay abreast to what they're trying to push, if you will. Now, here's the other thing for finding formula, guys. Manufacturing websites, right? So I guess if you go to, let's say, Similac's website or Infamil's website, they're going to let you know where exactly you can find it and what's out of stock and what's not. That's another way to go about it. You can also ask your doctor. Physicians can point you in the right directions. I know that sometimes hospitals do have baby formula on hand, especially for newborns, so you can definitely entertain that as well. One of the don'ts that I've been seeing a lot is do not dilute the formula. I know that if you're trying to save on the formula, I know what diluting does. Diluting just dilutes the nutrients and the minerals that are in the baby formula for the baby, so the baby will not be getting the correct amount of vitamins and or nutrients that's needed. That's why they don't want you to dilute it. So I see that point. But guys, again, this is probably going to be going on for a few weeks. I know that my wife's sister said that the formula is starting to reappear in Texas. And again, that was 3 months ago in Texas that it started. So like a wave, it's probably going to reach here in 3 months. So we should see some sort of a pickup in the next couple of weeks. But we'll see what the Abbott company does, the Abbott powder company does, if they go into overtime making this shit, or they fucking sit idly by and watch parents panic throughout the nation. All right, guys, other than that, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.